my creative friends. My name is Shannon from shannonstudio.com, and I've been here for 353 days in a row, and I just have a couple more weeks left to fulfill my goal of giving out a creative tip every day. And the last few weeks we're talking about the launch I'm going to do of the new Creative Heartbeats Club. So it's a subscription-based thing where we get together every month and do some stuff, do some creative things. So I'm gonna, I'll give you the website about that later. I'm just talking about why I think that moving to action and doing things creatively is the next step. Hey Trisha. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Now, today is, I got my thing in the mail. You've seen this before from Marian BCN on Instagram. And so this will be the last one I do here with these videos. So it's a subscription that I do every month, and she sends things in the mail, and it's kind of hard to see. Ooh, isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. I love the patterns that she has sometimes that she sends out. So and then I'm a snail mailer. What is your superpower? That's funny. And she has little, and I think that's her design. Yeah, that's her design. I'm a little snail mailer. I think she has also like a pen pal thing. So here's another little card. And some stationery, and then this little thing. Now she's just taken like a page from something and just washi taped the sides to make it into a pocket. How clever is that? So then, you know, you take out some things. Oops, little ice cream stickers. Most of these are stickers and things that I can use. Oh, that's cute. I'm looking at it for the first time as you are. Now that's just a cute little gal. Little transparent. I love that. Another one. A little card. And some little airmail things. So, see the little envelope? So it's a little envelope she made with pockets. So clever. It's just kind of a little treat that I get in the mail. And if you follow me, you know I reuse it, decorate the envelope, send it to one of my nieces with a couple of little other things in it, and decorate it so she has a little fun moment. And it's super easy. I don't even have to think about it. It's just like it comes in the mail, and I'm like, oh yeah. And so then I sit down and do it the next day or so, and then I send it off. It's just this great little reminder of something I want to do, but you know, we just get busy and everything else, so it's just great. And that's kind of what Creative Heartbeats Club is going to be like. It'll be that reminder for you that, oh yeah, I want to be creative. Oh yeah, I want to do some things. Oh yeah. And so being part of it, I will help initiate some of those things for you to be able to take the time that you want to take anyways. And then we'll do it in a group where we have a little community. So the tip tonight, well, today I was I was listening. I have some audiobooks, and I got some with credits because I had a bunch of credits, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I had credits and I need to use these up. So I got one that is the secrets, the secrets of a creativity coach, because I thought, well, I'm going to do this Creative Heartbeats, so maybe there's some things I should know or watch out for or maybe do. So I started listening to that this morning, or yesterday. I started yesterday listening while I'm doing some other projects and stuff, lunch, and just so I'm listening. And the interesting thing was, I thought I was going to get tips to help myself. Oh, let me back a minute. He is a creativity coach, and what he did is he wanted to share ideas, and he's shared numerous things about coaching, creative coaching, and he was just felt badly he couldn't, talk about what he actually did with the people, what the word for word type things were. When he was counseling somebody, he thought that would be super beneficial. So he decided he would ask the people who followed him, are there 100 people who want to do some free creative coaching in exchange for, and we'll do it all by email. We'll do it for 2 months or 3 months. Do it all by email, check in, have conversations, and then I'm going to in exchange, use our dialogue between each other as what goes into a book. So that's what this book is. It's just like person after person, which he's changed names and things, but person after person of their experience with creativity and wanting to do something or be something creative. And so I'm thinking, I'm going to find out, creative coaching, something that is going to be helpful for me to, do Creative Heartbeats Club. So as I'm listening to this, I am so struck by the fact that I'm not getting anything. Well, I am getting things, but what I'm recognizing more than anything is I am some of those people that are writing him, because I hear what they're saying. I've heard it in my own head. And I was just like struck by the fact that sometimes we don't realize the things that are a problem for us. We know there's a problem maybe, but we don't realize what it is. We don't realize maybe other people are doing it or have it or going through it or whatever. It was just striking to me that this book was just like, oh man, I know that excuse. And then to listen to other people's stories, because when you're standing outside of it, you're more objective and you can usually see what the problem is. And I'm like, man, that person's like excuse after excuse after excuse. Just do the thing already. And so it was, there's just a lot of things I am learning and seeing that are just really good. So if you are having a struggle with maybe your own patterns or your own roadblocks, it would just be good to hear the stories. You might find something that you recognize in there. It's the book Secrets of a Creativity Coach, Eric Maisel, Maisel. So that was just really good. So then it made me think of this quote, and I saw this quote yesterday and I wrote it down, and I think that it kind of fits here. So, and yesterday we talked about failure, so it kind of just transitions real nice. In the book inGenius, in fact, the biggest failures of our lives are not those of execution, but failures of imagination. As the renowned American inventor Alan Kay famously said, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. We are all inventors of our own futures, and creativity is at the heart of invention. So I liked that. And from this book, listening to that, people were holding themselves back, or people were moving themselves forward. It was all up to them. It was all what they were doing. And that's the whole idea, is that we invent our own futures. We can predict certain things, not everything, but we can be in charge of a lot. And so I really liked that, and it just really hit home as I was listening to that book. So sometimes we're not living the life that we wanted or we thought we were going to have. And I think sometimes, because, circumstances or other people or, just things play out way differently than what we think. And so I think what happens, though, is we misinterpret that to mean, because it didn't turn out the way we wanted, we misinterpret that to mean that we have no control over any part of our lives. And that we just kind of give up. Well, I didn't get that didn't work, and that didn't work, and this isn't working, and they made this happen. So then we just go, well, I can't control anything. And we do ourselves a disservice when we think that way. We 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 abdicate and we leave ourselves open for, I think, a lesser life. I think Elizabeth Gilbert talks about an amplified life, an expanded life when you're creative. And creativity to me is creating your own life, creating the life you want to live. That's the biggest use, and I think the biggest and best use of creativity is to be self-directing our own lives. So in the Science of Creativity, Time Magazine, what is it called when it, that magazine? It says Van Gogh and Monet were artists, but they didn't invent the flowers. They didn't invent flowers, they just ran with them. They decided how they were going to manipulate the flowers, how they were going to, interpret the flowers. They didn't invent the flowers. You don't have to invent something new. You just have to manipulate the material in your life, where you can just decide, this is how I want to take control. And that's, in this book, you can see people who want something, and then you can see them make excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And it's not that the excuses aren't real, but there are workarounds. You can hear from what because some of the other parts of the conversation, you can hear there are workarounds, but they dismiss them, they don't see them, they there's other things, and so they don't take charge to invent that future that they want. Also in that book, The Science of Creativity, Time Magazine, is you don't need to invent new things to have new experiences. So the whole idea is that you don't have to, sometimes we get this idea about creativity, it's got to be this big thing. You don't have to do this like huge thing. You can make changes and envision a future for yourself that can be just redistributing some of the things in your life. In Creative Calling, he talks about Lady Gaga and uses her as a point of reference, saying she invented and reinvented herself a half dozen times. She's a queen of fashion and music, now a movie star. Her creative muscles have creative muscles thanks to years of steady effort. It's just like we can see people, and some of us don't want to be movie stars, music, that sort of, but the point being is that she saw something she wanted and she followed through with it. And the idea of the steady effort. Also in Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about when she was 16 years old, she did this vow to become a writer. And she literally made up these vows. And she said, I used my imagination and my passion and I made it happen. So she went to her bedroom, turned off the lights, lit a candle, got on her knees, and swore my fidelity to writing for the rest of my natural life. And she didn't give it time limits. She didn't stipulate a lot of things, but she said that she was going to be a writer. And she didn't give her dreams a deadline. And I think that's another roadblock for us sometimes in our lives, is that we haven't hit the milestone we wanted by the time we wanted it, or maybe we didn't hit it at all. And so we get discouraged. And she did her little vow taking and making when she was 16. That doesn't mean you can't take vows and start on a journey when you're 60. There's no reason. I mean, there's no rules that say, well, your life isn't worth the efforts whether you're 16 or 60. It's just not that way. You determine what you want to do. You invent your life, or reinvent it again. And I think, for me, Creativity Heartbeats Club is going to not like change your life, not give you a totally new life, but it's going to give you a sense of possibility. That, there'll be suggestions and introductions to things and spotlights, and hopefully it will help you to start to see and think and explore so that you see possibilities. I think Allison was on the other day and made a comment about that I see possibilities that other people don't see, basically. I don't know that it can't be done, so I go ahead and do it. And that is the benefit, one of the benefits from being creative. We start to be more open to possibility, more open to experiences. And being consistently creative, which you will do in Creative Heartbeats Club, it will give you that opportunity to see what you can do creatively, what you can reinvent or just enhance the life that you already love. Nobody says you have to totally reinvent life. If you're liking your life, I like my life. I kind of really do like my life. So it's just like tweaking it a little bit here and there, and doing things just like I started out a great sketchbook practice when I was first here, got off track with that, and it's like, oh, I really want to do that. So I'm like moving things around to see, to be able to do that, because I want to be in control of my life. The aspects that I can have control over, you bet I want to control them. So that's the tip today, to be able to reinvent your life. You're in control of it, to see that it is in your power, to not misinterpret things that didn't work out the way you wanted as that you should give up on any of the things you'd like to do. So let's see. Remember, you have a creative heartbeat. Listen for it, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.